So this is the code I did for our quiz 1. Here you have the library, IEEE, the one we use for the class, and in the use file, or the use, that's where you see the first change I made. I put 1644 instead of 1164, so that was the little change I made right here. And then now that we have our library and the files within the library, we declare our entity. So I named it oven, and I made sure to name the project the same as that, is port, and here's where I made my second change. I didn't know that on was one of the sensitive words that you can't just use, so I had to change that to on_button. I made that an in, I made the heat an in, and then the third and final change I had to make was time was also a sensitive word. So we made that time_button. So we have our 3 ins right there, and preheat as our out. And then we end the entity and do the architecture. Synth of oven is, and then we begin with our logic here. So from the question, we saw that it was the preheat, and then we have our assignment operator. And it was an active low, so you want it to be low when you have the preheat going. So that's why we have the NOR here. And it was on and time have to be on at the same time, or the heat. So that's why we have this in parentheses right here, because it was that and that, or heat. And then the NOR is just there instead of putting a not in front of the whole thing. Then we end that, and this is what I got for my waveform. So you can see when heat is off, the preheat is high. Here it's off, it's high. Here it's off, it's high. This one's a special case, we'll get to it in a second, but these highs mean that the preheat is off, so that's what we want. And now you see, over here, time goes high, but the on is still low, so it's not gonna go. Right here, the on is high, but the time is low, so it still won't go. Right here you have the on and the time, so it'll go low, that means it's on. And here it's just all of them are on, so it'll stay low. And yeah, that was the quiz 1.